Hi, everybody. This is Gerry Celaya from the Society of Technical Analysts. I'm the marketing director and membership director, and I have the privilege of speaking with Jeff Bocaccio, who's one of the people who put together our Technicals to Trading Systems Conference, which is on the 18th of April, 2023, One Moorgate Place in London. So, hi, Jeff.
Hey Jerry, how are you? Good to see you today.
Yeah, it's great to catch up. I know the markets have been all over the place, so everybody's been really super busy.
It,
But
it
we have a
has been a
conference
busy
coming
week.
up in 6 weeks. I mean, are you nervous?
No, well, if yeah, there's always that borderline nervous excitement sort of thing. I think it's going to be
Good.
just a fantastic day, and it's taken a bit of work on our side, as you're aware, but it's really shaping up into what's going to be just a phenomenal day, I think.
Every time I look at the video that Karen put together, highlighting all the speakers and the panels, I think it's good. It's going to be a great day. I mean, the price of admission for just one of these speakers is worth it alone. And to see everybody there on the day is going to be fantastic. And now, Jeff, you put this all together. What's a general thing you want people to get out of the day, if they're there in hybrid or if they're there in person?
Yeah, so the whole idea behind the conference is sort of shifting the needle a little bit on the technical. So moving it from just the analysis and the technical side, but then launching it into what can be full-fledged trading systems. So the idea being like, what do we have to do to turn it from the analysis side and the research side, but to actually turn that into a trading system? And it can be more than you think. Um, and the idea is to get it to we're leaning sort of more on the systematic, algorithmic, quantitative trading sort of side of things. And, there's a lot of tools in the TA toolbox, right? Way too many that any one analyst could probably use, right? But as analysts, as technical analysts, we sort of know part of the skill in a way is figuring out which tool to bring out of the toolbox for a particular situation, right? And there's an element of discretion there, which is helpful as technical analysts, but there are also ways that we can take that whole approach and systemize it in like a set of trading rules and try to overcome, some of those human biases. So what I'm interested in really is pulling all of these things together into a full day's trading conference where we get some of the best guys in the industry along to tell us about how they're doing things, right? What sort of processes do they use? A lot of the guys are talking about process stuff because that's such an important element. I mean, it just from a technical analyst point of view and from a trading point of view, the process is key. It may not be the most exciting thing all the time, but when you're doing the process, that's the thing that kind of gets you to the end goal. And, I'm just so excited to hear from the guys that we've got coming up. And I kind of see this as two different sort of sets of people or industry professionals in a way. From the one side, if you're a technical analyst and you want to move a bit more towards the systematic side, then we're going to give you all kinds of resources and tools and speakers that help you kind of move in that direction and show you what's going on in the industry now. Now, if you already consider yourself like one of those guys, like a systematic guy or algorithmic or a bit of a quant, there's still going to be loads of great ideas and concepts that you're going to come away with just from speaking with the guys that are coming along to the conference.
I think it's a really good point to make, Jeff. It's going to be a lot of interactive participation, and a lot of people are going to be learning things or seeing things, and maybe seeing somebody else do something that they're doing, but doing it in a different way.
Right.
I personally am looking forward to Professor Jessica James, her talk on bonds, because I haven't heard a quantitative speaker on bonds since maybe the early mid '90s, and that's when I was working in banks and trading and stuff, and you had these quants with these $300,000 computers who wouldn't say a word to anybody in the dealing room, but all of a sudden they're up there and you're just going, I understand one word out of 10. But I've understood from Karen, who's worked with Professor James, that basically she's really good at explaining what she's doing. And to get the insights into bond markets when the whole world is being disrupted by
Yeah.
what's going on in bond markets, it's going to be really important to see that as well.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, the fixed income space has been so interesting, over the last year or maybe even a bit longer, and it's going to continue to be. So yeah, getting the insights from Jessica James is going to be great because she also doesn't often speak about this sort of thing. We had to pull out some favors from Karen and the guys at Commerce Bank
I think
to
so.
get her along. But yeah, so she's going to be great. I'm really excited to hear from Rob Carver. He has been around. He is a known personality, but he is super professional. And he's just done so much in the space. He's on a bunch of podcasts, and he's going to come in and talk to us about, overfitting 3 ways. And that's going to be, yeah, we all do it. We just may not realize we do it, right? So it's kind of trying to keep that under wraps.
I think we have a bunch of speakers who are going to be talking about data. How do you use it? We also have the great guys from AlphaMind talking about how you have to go for the goal and don't get caught up in the process, and basically don't get wrapped up in trying to do everything to perfection, it seems like.
Right.
And our panel is going to be fantastic because we've got people there who actually work at some of the biggest platforms for investors in the UK. We've got people who actually allocate money to CTAs. So anybody who wants to think about, I'd like to progress my career and become some sort of asset manager or system trader, so I can actually leverage my ideas and gear them up and trade multiple platforms and stuff. Come learn and how people actually allocate money. What are they looking for? That's going to be fantastic. And we've got people from Refinitiv who are going to show us how to do it. And lastly here, well, I've got you, Jeff. We've got you. You can actually develop a system live during the talk.
That's the idea. That's the idea. So I've kind of pushed the boat out a little bit. And in fact, I actually purposely wanted to see what the other speakers were going to talk about so that I could pick something that wasn't going to overlap too much, but overlap just enough so that we can kind of get some interesting bits in there. And so, Trevor Neal from Beta Group, he's going to be speaking and doing some live trading along with some friends at Refinitiv, Jason, and they're going to be coding up a system in Python. And now I know that that's going to happen. And I thought, well, how can I take that and do a bit more with it? Oh, and by the way, we've got Matthew who's coming in, and he's talking about the whole workflow, which again, this is process and process again, right? So I'm going to rapidly run through my process, or at least a part of it, as much as I can do in the short sort of slot that I've got. Now, the idea here is to actually code up a system. I'm probably going to use TradeStation easy language for this. And we'll take something, it'll be simple because simple is best, and also simple will be a little bit quicker. But the idea is that I want to get a system, up and running in the conference, and then actually set it live on Live Money, probably take like a 50 grand account or something like that, just to get it out there and trading. And now bear in mind that we're going to be, I think my slot falls at the US opening time. So that gives me some action possibly to deal with. And so, it'll be short term, but the idea is to demonstrate, a bit live, part of the process, and also to just show people what can be done, and just to get it all implemented, nice and quick and out there.
Fantastic, Jeff. I think everybody will look at you and go, "You're bonkers." Because
yeah, me too.
But it's like you said, it's illustrating the process that you have to go through and some of the steps in developing a system, especially for us technical analysts and chartists, trying to quantify what we do and how we think into a trading system. It's going to be a fantastic day.
I think so too. So for everybody listening, right, just a couple tidbits on the day. You can probably see it. That we'll link to the Eventbrite page here as well. But yeah, Tuesday, 18th of April, we're going to run from 9 to 5:30, and then we've got some drinks happening after that as well. Lunch is included, and it's just going to be a great day. Now, that's if you're coming in person. If you're coming online, you can join us as well. We're running this simultaneously on Zoom, so if you live far away, come and tune in and just be part of the room. You're going to be able to essentially feel like you're there with everybody. You won't be able to have the drinks, but you can BYO. I'm sure that'll be fine. And now, if you're an STA member, or if you're part of one of our affiliated organizations, then it's discounted as well. If you're not an STA member, just become one, because it basically means you can become a member for about 25 quid or something like that. And you've got it
if you're a student.
Right.
75 quid if you're not a student as an associate.
Right. With the discount, though, it's still it drops it down to about 25 for everybody, right, for the year.
Very good point. I hadn't thought of that.
Right.
Okay. Well said, Jeff. Well said.
Yeah. Great. Okay. Well, I think that's all I wanted to cover. Gerry, did I miss anything?
No, you hit everything. We got the date, we got the place, we got the time. Wonderful. Thank you, Jeff.
Cool. Looking forward to it, Gerry.